Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. Now this, you can tell them at Scott's house. This is going to be the last story, the last Scott story with a blind quick hitter. For those that don't know, I have no idea what's in this. By the way, Beaver, thank you.
I poured it.
He poured it. I have no idea. He's even pre-poured. Usually I'll pour on camera. Scott's going to pop in on occasion on this story and it may even linger. This is the falling down story that you're going to get. This one I would not tell until he was present because this one's better. We've brought the house down
several times
with this story, and it's usually best told because he will, your facial expressions, the mocking that will happen. All right, so let me first nose this a little bit, and then we'll get to the falling down story, which is epic. Oh my, there's a couple things going on here. First of all, I got a little bit of furniture polish. Wow, there's some clear, at first I was going to say that's easily bourbon, but now I can't tell for sure. Furniture polish is all I'm jumping out. I got a little bit of lemon there though. It's like lemon furniture polish. What in the world? The first thing that came to mind was Roundup. This 08 and sweetening up into a lemon custard in the finish. That usually means malted barley for me, but boy, I can't figure this one out at all. Hold on, that just popped in. This might even be dusty corn. It's still evolving. This is a bourbon. This might even be like an Old Forester. Now it's got some recollection going on here. Hold on. The Beaver did send this sample. He sent a whole bunch more samples, which was good because my sample area was getting small. Water hasn't changed it a lot. I would say this is a bourbon. Maybe Old Forester. Let me see what we got here. Ooh, 1998 Wild Turkey, 43.4%. Wow. Wild Turkey, 43.4%. Interesting. So, the falling down story.
Bart's always going on about Wild Turkey, and I saw that sample, and I thought, let's give him a Wild Turkey.
So you curated that. You shouldn't. Okay, that's fine. I do like the Wild Turkey. Stay in here for a second. Because, once again, these stories, these Scott stories, this is back when we were still probably only partners for about a month. We'd ridden around enough that we knew each other and were getting along great, but you commenced to give me a warning. So we get a call. Back then, we were beat officers, all right? And a special team at the time, they've changed all the names. It was called the SCAT team. The special team worked with street-level narcotics and violent gang offenders. They called you or got a hold of you. This is pre-cell phone. So they get a hold of you and they tell you, hey, we want your help executing a search warrant.
Yeah, set the stage here a little bit more.
Set that stage.
So the SCAT team, Special Community Action Team, did street-level narcotics and gang violence.
Now, in the future, we will get on this team, but we are not there yet.
Yes. At the time, I knew this was something that I wanted to do. Bart was the new guy. He didn't know that much about it. I'd been there a couple years. SCAT was of great interest to me. I wanted to do it. SCAT would only call you to help if they knew your reputation and if you were solid.
And he's nervous that I'm going to bust up his solid reputation, which is shameless.
If you were known to mess stuff up or not do things correctly,
you're not going to get invited back.
You're not going to get invited to help SCAT.
You're not coming back to the dance if you're an idiot.
I had helped SCAT several times before this occasion. This was the first time with Bart, the tall, goofy guy, as my partner.
Yes.
So
here's what they've called for, and stay in. They want a uniformed unit, in this case, both of us, marked car. Sometimes they're not quite undercover, but they were always doing secret stuff. They want uniforms and a marked car to assist with the serving of a search warrant. This will be my first search warrant ever. This is one of the reasons I got into law enforcement. He's helped them out several times. He makes a point. The only reason you're going on this is because of me, meaning him.
That's what I tell him.
Yeah. He's like, the only reason you're even getting to go is because of me. Don't mess this up. I want to get on this team. This is the first step. Patrol officers need to show their ability to be accounted on.
They had looked down the roster of who was working that day, and they said, "Oh, Bruno's working."
Yeah. They didn't say Bruno and Bart. They didn't know me.
Yeah, I just happened to have the new guy.
He's attached. I'm attached to him. So he's like, whatever you do, don't F this up. I'm like, And I'm like, me? Come on. Come on. And he's still a little bit like,
I'm talking to you, you tall bastard.
He's like, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. I want to keep going. I want to be on more. So I'm like, great. So we go off to this briefing that's in one of the weirdest environments, and you'll find this in law enforcement. They were using a school was where their officers were, but they were in an old gym locker room that had all the lockers removed, so the desks were sitting on these cement pillars, like standing, they're like 6 inches up off the ground, and it's like very utilitarian. There's a sergeant there that I'll get to know very, very well later named Reneker, who ends up, when I'm on the SCAT team, he's running the team with me. And he'd been undercover for like 11 years. Big fella.
Unimportant.
Okay, sorry. So, but he's giving the briefing, and he says, we need someone to do a distraction technique. This house was kind of fortified. They did wrought iron on everything. And the belief is there's guns and drugs in there, and the suspect may go to the bathroom to flush the dope. I want a volunteer to take the bat and break out the bathroom window. And I'm immediately like, boom, me. And you're looking at me like, yeah, like, God dang. He just took a primary spot. It's his first warrant ever. You're volunteering for stuff. And by stuff, I mean, shh. Right. And he's looking at me like, And then the Sarge goes, hey, you know how to identify the bathroom window from all the other windows on the back of the house? I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, it's going to be smaller and higher. I got it. Then they said, Scott, Bruno, you're his cover. You'll have gun out, and there may be a dog, a guard dog in the back. You got to guard him while he takes this aluminum bat and breaks the window as a distraction to keep the suspect from flushing the dope. I'm like, got it. So
you're going to break the window and spray mace.
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to spray pepper spray. I've got pepper spray. The new guys have pepper. The older guys still had CS gas.
That's right. Yeah.
The pepper spray is supposed to be an area denial weapon. So not only do I break the glass, but I spray it in, and the bad guy, I can't go in there, to flush it.
And we've got to do this as the entry team is making entry into the residence, so we've got to be quick.
Well, Scott tells me this later. So we stack up, and there's 2 patrol vehicles, marked vehicles, us and this community policing duo behind us, and we're at the back of this snaking stack of cars. So he's telling me,
10, 12 cars.
Yeah,
probably.
10 or 12, well, maybe 8. There was a hit vehicle, a van that had several, the crew in it. Yeah, there's several.
Supervisors.
We're second to the last. And he's telling me, when they go, we're already behind the curve. We're going to have to run like you've never, because when they're hitting the front door, we got to get to the back and do your thing. You got to do it.
Yeah. I'm like, we've got time to make up in this task that you volunteered for.
And I'm like, great. I'm like, good. And he's still like, I don't know about this guy. So we get there. My adrenaline's up. I'm like, yeah, that's my first warrant ever. As we roll in, boom, we're snaking through. We come up, boom, the van pulls up. You see them opening these double doors on this van, and this team and gear is popping out, and they're headed in this like tactical formation to the front door. We jump out and we're sprinting. I've got this baseball bat. We're in full uniform. We're running.
I'm yelling, go, go, go!
he's back to that go, go, go. This is before the go, go, go that you've already heard with the AK-47 story. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. So he's yelling, go, go, go.
We're running.
We're running. I'm on the sidewalk. All right, I thought, let me take the sidewalk. The yards weren't well taken care of. We're in a rough neighborhood. I'm like, I'm going to stay on the sidewalk. My head is up, and I'm watching, and I'm like, there's the house. I'm going to get to there. I'm going to take a right. We're going to get into the back. He's going to cover me with his pistol in case there's a man-eater in the backyard. So I'm running, and all of a sudden, now, later, when this is over, I will discover that one of the slabs of concrete on the sidewalk had sunken dramatically.
I think a tree had grown and a tree root had pushed the sidewalk up in a certain area.
Who knows? All I know is I'm not watching the sidewalk. I trusted that the sidewalk was well kept. It was not. All I know is I'm running, head up, and all of a sudden I'm like, I had like a buckling. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, and I kind of, what?
Out of the corner of my eye, I see it.
Yeah,
I see the 6'6" guy running full stride.
I get this like, and it like jerks my whole body deep.
I can see it. He was on my right side. He's over here. And
I didn't know what happened. I had no idea. I'm like, why all of a sudden? And
I'm like, no.
And I'm digging it out though. I'm like, I got it. I got it. And I get my left leg down. I'm like,
don't do it!
He's like,
I'm yelling, no!
He literally turns to me like this. It's like this. He turns to me, because you were on my left. He turns to me and says, don't fall. And this is how I'm hearing it. Down. And I'm thinking it ain't going to happen. And I get my right leg down. I'm like, I'll dig it out. I get it in there and I'm like, and I realize I'm slowly coming in. It's my third like body jarring stride. I realize I'm going down.
I liken it to a 747 without landing gear.
No gear, 747's coming down hard, belly landing is what's about to happen. And he can see it. And it literally is. I'm not kidding. I heard your command.
I see my future
fall
of assisting the SCAT team quickly disappearing.
Yeah, and then I finally realized I can't dig this out anymore. I just need to go down and get back up. I'm carrying this aluminum bat. I go down. The bat hits. You hear like, hi, 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 hi. I hit this like concrete sidewalk and I slide. And I mean, the bat's rolling underneath the body, which saves me from some damage. But I can feel my knee take a hell of a hit. And it's so bad that the toes of my shiny patent leather shoes drag like road rash.
They probably melted off.
Something. Yeah, and he's like, get up, get up. And I'm like, boom, I'm back up and I'm running. And I can tell already, he's like, oh my God.
Yeah, now we've got more time to make it.
Yeah, and you look completely deflated.
Disgusted.
Yeah, disgusted's better than deflated. You look disgusted.
I'm like, this new guy.
You're like, what the
just
hell?
effed up my career.
What was that? He fell down like a sack of potatoes.
He volunteered for this.
Yeah, he took on more than he could
challenge.
chew. Yeah, you took on more than you could handle on your first warrant.
You done
idiot.
Effed it up.
Dummy.
I'm shaking my head. I'm like, go, get up, get up.
So we're up. I'm running again. Now we're back in. Go. We come around the corner. They're breaching the house. So
they're
we're
already
behind.
up to the house. Yeah, we're way behind.
Yeah, they're breaching, but they had to get through this wrought iron gate that was on there, which actually I think helps me a little bit. We come around. He's out because there's supposed to be some land shark in the back. He's out like this. Man, he's looking good. We come around. It's like a puppy. It was like a 6-month-old rot, or no, it was like a
pit.
Probably. Yeah, it was a pit puppy, and he was you did like your baby talk.
We spot the bathroom window.
Yeah, what do you do with your baby talk though? You do this.
I probably don't do it there.
I don't know. You were close though. You were close. So you come around, and you're like, dog's not a problem. Dog's not a problem. I come around the corner. I spot the higher and smaller window. There is wrought iron on it. The wrought iron is not going to allow me to do the typical strike. And I will admit that I'm thinking, how tight is that wrought iron? How wide is the barrel of my aluminum?
I'm yelling,
bat?
go, hit it,
Go,
hit it.
So I come up with this like Viking strike, and I'm like, oh!
Go!
And I come up on it, I'm like, oh! What it turns out, the barrel of the bat is wider than the room of the wrought iron. There ain't no getting the barrel of the bat through the wrought iron. So I took an aluminum bat as hard as I could and struck iron with it.
I'm watching.
Yeah. I come in and like, and it's like vibrating down at the elbow and the shoulder. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm shaking.
Yeah, and he's like, So I'm like,
Again,
oh
like,
my
hit
God.
it, hit it.
First of all, that about took me out.
Hit it again.
I flip it. Right.
Go!
And I start jabbing at it like a spear with the back end of it. I see the glass break. I'm like, damn, fine. Throw the bat down. Pull out the pepper spray. Spray it. It sprays out, and it turns out this is double pane glass. And I've only broken the first pane. The spray hits it and dribbles down. And he was like, what? And I'm like, damn. I pick up the bat, now I come in, and I break it, and I rake it, and I'm breaking it, and it's all coming out. And I get my pepper spray, and I'm ready to go again, and I hear someone inside the bathroom. Turns out to be the sergeant. Don't spray it in here. He went to the garbage disposal.
Actually, I think he said, like, don't spray that in here, Nick.
Yeah. It turns out, no, I don't know if he had that in there. He didn't want that.
That was one of his
But the
favorites.
bad guy didn't. Yeah, broke dick was what he said.
Oh,
It wasn't limp. It was broke. There ain't no limp. It was broken. It was flat out broken. The bad guy had actually gone to the garbage disposal. They end up pulling it out. But we go, he's looking at me now. I turn around and he was like,
you're such an embarrassment, dude.
he was like, what was that? What was that whole thing? I'm like,
From the get-go.
I don't know.
Falling down.
He's like, what? Why'd you fall down? I'm like,
Can't break the glass.
I don't know why I fell down. I don't know what happened back
Can't
there.
get the pepper spray in there.
Yeah, well, got it in, didn't know 2 panes. Had no idea.
I'm just thinking the days of me assisting Scat are done.
So we go inside because like, well, we got to go inside and see what they got, and we're gonna help do the search. They got all these guns in there. There's drugs. We're standing there, and it was actually Officer Ojow, who's now a lieutenant. He looks up and goes, "What happened to your knee?" Or no, he goes, "There's blood coming out on your shoe."
He's looking at you.
I am bleeding down. He's looking at me. I bled down, and there's blood coming out onto my shoe, and I'm like, yeah, I fell down back there. He's like, you fell down? What'd you fall? I don't.
I'm just disgusted.
Yeah, he's just like, and I'm like, and then he walks off. Now we should lend in and help on the search, but now the knee's hurting. Now I used to be a medic in the Army, so I'm like, hey, we got to run to my house and I'll bandage this up. And he's like, well, we're supposed to report it as an injury. I'm like, nope, it's embarrassing. And we just need to go to my house. I'll change pants. I'll bandage it up. We're good to go. We're driving back to my place, and the whole time he's like, that was horrible. Everything you did
Yep.
was bad. And I'm like, but with gusto. We go on the walk back, though, we do see the sunken. And he was like, well, okay. I overextended the knee or, whatever. So we get in there. I bandage it up. He's like, we got to go back and help.
You lived across town. First of all,
Yeah.
It took us like 20 minutes to get
15 is Wichita.
there. You got to change, bandage
Yeah,
the knee.
it was quick.
We
Bandage it
drive
up.
20 minutes back.
Boom. We're driving back.
It's like an hour later.
No, like 30 minutes. We're rolling up now, but here's the deal. Crack was bad back then. The whole neighborhood's out. There had been a grandmother that lived on the neighborhood that had been complaining, so she's thrilled. There's a whole audience out watching the activity at this problem area for the block. We get out of the patrol car. We're walking up. A young man from the crowd yells out, "Hey, look! There's the one that fell down." I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, where?
Yeah, what?
Which one?
The tall one. And he's talking about you. I'm like, shut up, man. Shut up.
It ended up, it did not mess anything
No.
up. We both went on, got on the scat team.
Yep.
He
got
was a
on
scat
first.
I went on supervised
That's
scat
true.
for quite
You
a while.
supervised them.
Did
Yeah.
narcs and scat.
Yes.
and had a
So
good-
you
good
got
time.
on first. That's actually what breaks up our partnership,
Yeah.
I think, is you get on SCAT 4 or 5 months later. I then get a couple more partners assigned to me. I think you do. And then I end up coming on SCAT. And first of all, side note on that, once I get on SCAT, it was a team of 8 with a sergeant. We'd get off at 3 in the morning. We'd go over to his place. He'd make these omelets from scratch, made to order. And they were like crazy. He'd be like, you want some green pepper? I'm like, green pepper? Yeah. How about onion, fresh onion? Yeah. Do that. I got a little special paprika mix I put on here. I'm like, what? It was amazing, dude. I never had that. 3:30 in the morning, you're having that kind of deal. So that is the falling down story. It's the best story, but we had only been partners for a month.
Yeah, a short time.
Yeah, it was my situation with you was in doubt.
And it would have been, because I went to SCAT in 96, so it would have been, you got on 95, late part of
We
95,
started riding
96,
in
we started
96.
riding together. So yeah, we did only ride together for a few months there. But
Six
yeah, good times.
months we rode together.
Good times.
That is the one Scott story that he has to be present for because you can see the disappointment in his face.
I can still relive it.
Went on to
Like
do
this.
many search warrants.
All goofy
Oh yeah.
MFers.
Oh yeah, it was the first
Screwing
one.
my
Come on,
buttons.
it's the first one. We were all out, baby, all out. Scotch it, you Scotch gods,
Cilantro.
dummies, perfect Scotch story.